Right. Well, this is one that I'm surprised I haven't already done, actually, and it's something that I'm sure everyone's going to say they know or whatever, I take for granted. But there's knowing and there's realising, and they are two totally different things without being too patronising. And this basically is an example breakdown, timeline, if you like, chronology of the devaluation of money and currency, the eradication of worth systematically through the ages. And it's very simple. If we start with bartering trade, just trade in general between two parties before currency as a trading medium tool was established. For example, it was at maximum worth. You had, for example, a farmer who had sheep, and you had a family of smiths that had no time to rear livestock and needed to eat at the time of New Year. So they would trade off some thing they've mined or smithed to the farmer, tools maybe, that he would need to make fences to keep his sheep in. For a sheep, you had maximum worth there. You had actual items of metallurgy, and against livestock, maximum worth, no change, no need for what's the word? Exchange, currency exchange. Anyway, so that's how it started. Maximum worth. Then you moved into realizing, because of the Smiths, that precious metals and jewels, precious stones, were precious cloths, precious scents, precious colorings were very rare and very valuable. So you'd trade your sheep, from the farmer would trade his sheep for some gold pieces, or some pieces of 8, or some actually not getting there yet, some jewels, or some saffron or whatever, right? Yeah, again, maximum worth. He can then have this actual valuable, rare, wanted, in demand, desirable substance in trade for his livestock. Both parties are happy. Well, then it decided to get, and it seems logical, that the precious stones, or especially the metal, the precious metals, should be weighed up equally and consistently, so you knew exactly how much you were trading off. And then things started getting established as to how much weight in gold or silver, for example, a cow was worth, a sheep was worth, right? So you ended up probably with some sort of like menu table going on now, or stock, a catalogue being created with the recommended retail price, if you like, of the time. So you basically had that. Then that went a little bit step further, and they said, right, let's get this really organised and have a press, and then they say you have actual stamped pieces. I'm cutting out a few steps here, but let's just be basic. So you have stamped pieces of, we know as coins, and the coins were valued on the metals they were made of. So you had gold sovereigns, blah blah blah. Well, then let's make this even easier and break the coins down into metals that are less precious, but hey, they still got that stamp on them, so it's still worth a trade as long as it goes into the banking system. Jews, they set that up. Then it's the same. Not really. This is where it changes, is that the Jews have the say over the reserve. They do, central banking system, central reserve, and so they end up taking the the gold, the pieces of 8, the jewels, safety deposit boxing it, because they traded that off with the banks they created for this new stamped metal that was copper, nickel, brass. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this, right? And then, so they traded their jewels with the bank for this stuff, and they had this money they could then go spend on the streets or whatever. Who was running the bank that benefited the jewels they traded off? A family member. Right, okay. So you ended up with the average person then that had all the gold, everything was going well, trading off, I've got new coins now, they lost all their gold. Who kept it? The bank owner. Who was that? The Jew. Right, okay. So, I'm not hating on Jews, by the way. I'm just saying, this is factual, right? So anyway, you've gone from livestock, you've gone then to precious stones, rare commodity, rare substances. You've then gone that onto weighed up equal pieces. You've then gone the stamped equal pieces have now come into least valuable metals. You're now going to go one step further, move into the 20th century, bam, and you've got the paper money. Right? You then go one step further and you've got credit cards. Plastic, one little thing, piece of plastic. Not even multiple notes anymore. You then go one step further and you're doing online banking. Where's the worth gone? It's gone up here. Down here. What's next? Well, this is interesting because you've got 3 choices here. Remains as it is. I don't think so. Cash is going to go, and it's going to, you know, you're going to have this possibility of just complete digital virtual money. You won't see a bit of money physically ever again. Wow, what a scary thought. That means it's literally worth nothing. It's thin air. Not even that. Not even air. Wow. Or it starts to go the other way and climb back up. Or it just completely crashes and goes into back to the beginning. And people are trading physical stock. Trade for trade, skill for skill. I'd like that. What do you think?